Okay, take two, because I didn't realize that my microphone was muted the whole time. Also, I think I'm speaking way too loud because let me bring that down a bit. Okay, I didn't realize that the microphone was muted the whole time when I was recording the tutorial originally, and then now I have to re-record it. I'm gonna kill myself! It's all over! Okay, anyways. So, here's my tutorial on how to draw Banban Syringeon. Okay, so I'm gonna hide that and do a new layer, but you can see that I had already, like, it's pretty easy to draw Banban. So I'm also gonna use my, like, sketch tool brush that I usually use. But yeah, so his head, he's literally, like, he really is honestly just a rectangle. Like, he's really easy to draw. Okay, you draw the head, and the head is just, like, a rectangle with horns, basically. And then his body comes out a bit. And then he has the shoulders, and then the arms, and yeah, he's easy, okay? So I don't know. Listen, buddy, all I'm hearing is excuses. When you say you can't draw Banban and Syringeon. Well, okay, I understand struggling with Syringeon. He's a pain in the ass to draw. But for the head, you just draw, like, a square that's, like, kind of rounded, and then the horns, and then the party hats. Okay? And on his model, the party hats actually, like, kind of, like, rest right on top of the nubs, but that looks weird and is hard to draw, so I don't usually draw that. And then you draw his little smile. It's kind of like a CalArt smile, if you want to think of it like that, okay? Draw him in some Steven Universe shit. Okay, this is Banban. And then you draw the shoulders. Okay, I like to draw the shoulders separate, and the body is really easy. You just draw him like that. Okay, like, you really honestly, like, Banban is, like, kind of stupid easy to draw. That's why I draw him so much. And then he has 3 fingers, and his hands kind of flare out at the forearms. Okay, and then that's how you draw Banban. And, you know, I can do another one right here where I'm gonna draw him really quick. I need to turn down my stabilizer because it's slow. Okay, but, and then you can just, like, go kind of crazy with it. I don't even, like, bother with drawing the nubs because I'm just so used to drawing, like, the party hats, just on there directly. Okay, but he's really easy to draw. So, and I like to draw him with his mouth closed because I think it's cuter. But, you know, to each their own. And then, but yeah. And you can draw him a little chubby too if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Honestly, it kind of just depends on the day. But yeah, they're Banban. And it's hard to draw him at a side angle. They're both hard to draw at side angles. But so how I usually do it is you just draw, you draw him like normal, except you have the forehead taper in a little bit more. And then you draw him like that, and then the nubs, if you're drawing him without the party hats, he kind of looks like a bear, okay? Or you can just draw the party hats directly on there, like I usually do, and then, sorry, let me bring him down there, and then, you just go up, and then you do and then, okay? So there, and then you can also draw, he also has tassels on them. That's not in the 2D mural, but you can see it on his model. He has tassels. I like to draw his tassels. You don't really have to, but like I like to draw them, and you can draw them like that, or you can give him like puffballs. That's how I used to draw them. You can just do like straight strings down, or you can do how I do it, where it's like this. That's how I usually draw them. It's honestly up to you. I don't think anyone's gonna care that much. His party hats go in the pattern of yellow, blue, pink. Okay. So next up is Syringeon. Syringeon is a pain in the ass to draw, and over here I have like different examples of how you can draw his head, because a lot of people, like, there's so many different ways you can draw him. But yeah, okay, so his head is easily the hardest part of him to draw. Like, I don't know a single person. I struggle with drawing his head, and I draw him, like, all the freaking time. Like, it is so weird. I don't, like, he is just weird and ugly. I like to say draw him with, like, he kind of looks like a peanut. So if you were ever, like, a Sans fangirl, or, like, adjacent to the Sans fangirl thing, you can just channel that inside of you, okay? And then, his eyes, his pupils are actually bigger than that, but I don't care. I like to draw him with, like, sockets. I make sure to, like, accentuate them. And then he has a long mouth, and then it's a little bit flat at the top. So it kind of, like, makes him look like he's cute to be. Okay, yeah. And then, he has, like, a wrinkly neck, because he's disgusting and ugly. And then, you know, shoulders. I think you can get away with drawing him, like, more humanoid and stuff. Okay, let me draw. Okay, here's an important factor of the Syringeon, okay? The Syringeon, okay? He has a weird small body. His body is, like, so short, okay? I like the one that I did in the original recording more, I think, but, so, and then his legs, they come out, like how Banban's arms are fat at the forearms, his legs are fat at the calves. And then he has these two toes. He has two single toes. But they're not single, because they're duo toes. Whatever. Okay. And then he has these two arms where they're kind of bubbly. He has a bubble for the shoulders, one for the like upper part of the arm and the lower part of the arm. Guys, I've never been good at memorizing bones, so please leave me alone. Don't bully me. There's a needle. This side, the left side, has a needle and the drill. And then this side has the scissors and the grasper hands. Okay. And he also, where his arms attach, he has these ugly little fat rolls. And yeah, and then you can add some more wrinkles and stuff. Well, all of the Banban characters, they have these little weird, like, veiny effects. That's because of how the Banban characters were made. They're made out of clay, and then they are made big through being injected with Givanium, right? So that's what the wrinkles are about. That's the clay and Givanium, and how the Givanium is, like, distorting the clay bodies. That's why the really big characters like Jumbo Josh and Stinger Flynn have a lot more prominent veins, because of how they're being distended by the Givanium. So you can add that detail in if you want. I usually don't, because it's just like, that's just too much work, bro. And it's also really hard to draw that consistently. Syringeon is a little bit taller than Banban, okay? That's another thing. Okay. Drawing him from a side angle, also a pain in the ass. I didn't actually get the hang of it until, like, super recently. But yeah. So you draw him like this, and then you go inside, you go, like, in towards, remember? Peanut head, okay? And then, boom. This is the part, but bleh, sorry. The way that his, like, horns come down is like that, and then you do this, and then he kind of has, like, a way where the neck attaches back here. Yep, Syringeon side profile. And there's a lot of different ways you can stylize his head to make it easier for you. I've seen like a bajillion stylizations, okay? I think the most easy one to do, you can draw him like just like a round arrow. You don't do the part where his head curves in, you can just draw him like this. And then he's like a mushroom. And then you draw his eyes up here. Okay, super cute. Here's another thing about Syringeon. If you draw him, okay, you never want to draw his eyes too low or else it's gonna look weird. I used to do this and it looked really weird. Don't draw his eyes too low, okay? Eyes up here. Eyes up here. Don't draw them on this area, which is like, I guess where like your nose would go if you were a human, okay? If he had a nose, okay? No. His eyes stay up here. Don't draw them down here. Okay, that is the biggest mistake. I can't look at any of my old Syringeon fan art because I used to draw his eyes down there, and it looks so weird. It looks so weird. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, anyways. But yeah, and you can, I used to draw him like this, where I would just, like, go and, like, he was really pointy, and, yeah. And you can draw him like that. Just do like a crescent moon shape and then add like a protrusion from that or something. I don't know. And then this is the method I like to call the Hornstromp method, because I noticed that this in Hornstromp videos, because I like my slop, guys. Okay. It's where you like draw the face of the shape, or the shape of the face around the face. And this is, if you want to draw him like emoting a lot, this is going to be useful. Sorry, I'm like getting like progressively worse with how I'm drawing him because I'm going fast. But if you want to draw him like closing his mouth and stuff, this is useful. I think, and you kind of draw the mouth areas like separate to the rest of the face. I think it's useful. I actually really like this. Like, they were kind of really onto something. Okay. Anyways. So there's a couple of different Syringeons. And at the end of the day, it's up to you. Like, honestly, you're just gonna have to draw them a lot to get the hang of it. I know I didn't get the hang of it until, like, much later, but yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you don't draw them, you're worthless to me and you're dead to me, and I'm banning you from the server. Not actually. Okay. Bye-bye. Love you.